Executive Director of the Chelsea Area Chamber of Commerce, Terrace Ahrens. Terrace, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. I see you've had a busy week. Last week you had another ribbon cutting or two.
Yeah, we had one last week. We got one this week. We got one 2 weeks from now. So I think 3 this month. Yeah, it's going well. Chelsea's always growing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're at the start with a beautiful day like today. We're thinking about being outside this summer, and you've got a lot of cool things happening in Chelsea again this summer.
Yeah. Yep. Sounds and Sights on Thursday nights. Sounds and Sights Festival. Every Thursday in June and July. Free music. All sorts of crazy things happening. There's a large laundry list of stages and events, and it's all free. June and July.
All right, we'll take a look at both parts of this. S&S, Sights and Sounds on Thursday nights, which is it's just a weekly concert, shopping, eating, and drinking, one day only festival all summer long.
Yeah, so every Thursday night, there's 10 different stages scattered around downtown Chelsea. There are some things that you'll find every single week, and then there are other things that are rotating in. So we'll always have Whoa Silent Disco, which is what that is right there. We'll always have Cornhole. We have the selfie stage. We have a kids stage. We always have chalk art. There's always a professional there doing chalk art while also teaching people how to do it. And then outside of that, we just rotate in a ton of bands every week. We don't have any bands playing twice throughout the season. So every time you show up, you're going to see something completely different from, rock to folk. We have our first hip hop artist this year. We've got an alt rock stage that plays some of that crunchier garage rock stuff that you're looking for, but we've also got all the folk and jazz and all the classics that people are more traditionally used to seeing at Sounds and Sights on Thursday nights. But we're really trying to broaden those horizons and really have a good eclectic mix of music there. Yeah.
Should you come hungry?
For sure, yeah. So not only are all the restaurants open, and if you've been to downtown Chelsea, it is there's a lot of options for good eating in Chelsea. That said, the businesses also love to take advantage of Sounds and Sights, and they do specials. So, Smokehouse 52 does their piggy parfaits. There's a line around the corner for those. They've been doing it for years. It's not on their normal menu. So if you want them, you got to come to Sounds and Sights on Thursday nights. And that's like coleslaw and beans and pulled pork and all of it just topped up in a to-go cup, which is sort of the point, right? We want stuff people can easily walk around with. Brahma House in town does Brahma cups, and there's popcorn all over, and free snow cones at Main Street Church, and food vendors throughout the vendor alley, and just food everywhere. Yeah.
So you close off some of the streets.
Yep, we close East Middle, West Middle, and some of the area back by the court or by the clock tower. Yep. So there's a band on East Middle, there's Cornhole on West Middle, and then the rest of them are pretty much in the parks and private property and city spots.
Yeah, and you got to keep Main Street open because it's business state route highway.
Yep, outside of the couple parades a year, that we don't get to shut that down ever. That's something we'll always have to deal with. But we like having traffic too. It's good for a community to have a good, healthy flow of traffic. Yeah.
Where do people park for the Thursday night Sights and Sounds?
Anywhere they can find. There is, luckily in Chelsea, there's free parking everywhere. We don't charge for parking anywhere in the city. So you can go down a residential street, just watch for signs that say don't park on this side, obviously. But outside of that, you can park for free anywhere in town. And yeah, the later you show up, the little farther you'll have to walk, but there's nothing wrong with getting your steps in. And the event itself is quite a transient event. Like I said, with 10 different stages spread around town, people don't tend to stay at one stage anyways. Over the 2-hour period, we encourage people to make the route. There's maps everywhere and details at the info booth. Not hard to find the stages at all.
Yeah, and there's no way you can see it all in one Thursday night, so you just got to keep coming back.
Exactly. Yep, just come every Thursday. That's all you got to do, just every single week. Just put it on your calendar.
And then, if that's not enough, then you have a whole festival.
Correct, yeah. Yep, so we finish up at the end of July with the Sounds and Sights Festival. This is a giant 2-day festival, everything from art markets, car show. We've had over 350 cars at the car show before, whenever the weather makes everyone feel comfortable, bring their hot rods out. We have professional chalk artists. If you've never seen a professional chalk artist create these giant 3D things and other stuff, it's very impressive. It is really a performance art. You don't just show up and see it when it's done. You show up and watch them create this. It's very cool. Farmers market, obviously, we have a kids zone. We do sidewalk sales. We have a teen zone. The social commons this year at Palmer Commons, that's where the live music will be, as well as the food court, cornhole. We'll have, beer and wine. There's going to be music from noon to 11 on Saturday, 5 to 11 on Friday. It's actually free on Saturday until 5 o'clock. So you can come by and check out the kids zone with the family right across the street, grab some food from the food court, listen to some music for free, and then we obviously encourage you to buy a ticket and hang around for the main event each night and check the local bands or the big regional bands we brought in. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great lineup of summer fun.
Yeah, it's actually, festival's gonna be really fun this year. We did something with the theme, so we're actually doing sort of a decades theme. So on Friday we have a 70s band and an 80s band playing, and they go all out. It's the Magic Bus and the Square Pegs. And then on Saturday we have the 90s band and the 2000s non-band, and they get all dressed up and do the full thing. So come on out and you can check out 40 years of music with us over the weekend.
All right, what's your decade?
Well, I was born in the 80s, so but I had a brother who was 5 years older than me, so I grew up on 90s grunge and all that good stuff. But that said, parents have been big music fans, so I love everything from Elvis to Dylan to, right on through whatever. Miley Cyrus, doesn't matter to me. If it's good, it's good.
You still have the clothes that you could fit into the decade?
Sure, yeah. I mean, all you need to fit into a grunge era is to have old jeans that you've worn out and a flannel somewhere around. And this is Michigan, so I imagine everybody's got both of those things. So yeah, feel free to show up in that decade wear, if you will. Yeah.
All right. We mentioned you had a bunch of ribbon cuttings, and you've got some more scheduled. What's opened? What's new?
Sure.
Yeah. Coming.
So last Thursday we had Revel Run. Revel Run is the new event space located on Dancer Road, just maybe half a mile south of Jackson Road, between Dexter, Chelsea, and Arbor. It's the old Redmond Farms that unfortunately burned down quite some time ago. They got the property, they've converted it into an equestrian tournament space, but they built a beautiful new facility with a bar on the bottom called the Foxhole and event space upstairs. So I believe they're open Thursday through Sunday just at the bar, unless there's a special event, so smart to check their social media, and they have food trucks and stuff there all the time. But it's an amazing opportunity to sit on a patio or their huge balcony and just look out at this wonderful landscape and enjoy some good drinks and some good food. Highly recommend checking out Revel Run. It's a great space. This week, on Wednesday, we have a ribbon cutting from one of our newest businesses, Reese Chic Boutique. That's happening at 5 o'clock. They're right downtown. And she does a lot of cool stuff. She makes a lot of homemade jewelry and things like that. And she's in a nice little spot that we've had a lot of good businesses come into and then grow into bigger spaces in town. It's kind of a little startup spot. And then at the end of this month, we have Chelsea Outfitters ribbon cutting. I believe that's the 29th, but you can always check chelseamish.com to find those details. But it'll be the last Wednesday of the month, and that is for her new space across the street, because she started in the space where Reese Chic Boutique now is. As I said, a lot of businesses come in there, they get their legs underneath of them, and then they move into a bigger space. So she's moved right across the street into the corner spot on Middle and Main and done a beautiful job. Redid the entire space, found the penny tiles on the floor, found the tongue and groove tile on the ceiling, took all the drop stuff out, really converted it back to its glory. And we just love having a great outdoor rec place in town, because Chelsea's very big into recreation. And it's something we haven't had for a long time. She's just loading that place up with some amazing stuff. So
Nice.
We'll be celebrating her new space as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any new places to eat and drink?
Just Revel Run at the moment. No new restaurants or bars outside of that. Oh, actually, the Clear Lake Grill, which is actually in Jackson County, has just converted into Mama's Mercantile and Eatery. Sorry, Mama's Mercantile and Eatery. And they are doing an amazing job. They're doing a huge patio refresh right now. The menu is completely different, totally new owners, totally new everything. They do brunch on Saturday and Sunday that's phenomenal. I recommend the breakfast tacos and great cocktails, everything that's going on out there. And if you go on their social media, Mama's Mercantile, and check out what they're doing with the patio, big built-in fire pits and all this stuff, it's going to be a really amazing space. And that's obviously, halfway between here and Chelsea. So it's a good one for the people out this way.
Yeah, I've noticed there are specials popping up on social media Looks like they've got kind of an Italian flair to their menu.
Possibly. They're kind of all over the place. They run specials every day. They're one of those places that I like where, like, traditionally, you know, where you would get lettuce, they're using arugula and stuff like that. Just kind of taking it up a notch, you know, get a little more flavor, doing a lot of stuff, working with a lot of local food producers from Lake House Bakery to butchers and so on and so on. So a lot of local food, which is great. Yeah.
All right, a lot going on in Chelsea Mish.
Yeah.
And that's where you find it all on the web.
ChelseaMish.com, you know it. Oh yeah, and make sure new sculptures are going in right now too for our sculpture walk. They're all rotating. They'll all be in by June 1st. Some amazing new pieces, 15 new ones this year, plus a few that got permanently placed from last year. And it's a really great way to come downtown and walk the whole space. Then again, you can also do that on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
Kill two birds with one stone.
All right, so when does Sights and Sounds Thursday night start?
The very first Thursday in June says June 6th, and it'll run through the last Thursday in July. So just June 6th through July 25th, every Thursday night, 6:30 to 8:30. Come on down.
It'll be here before you know it.
Yes, it will.
Great.
Yes, it will.
Good to see you, Terrace. Thanks for coming over.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet.
Yep.
Terrace Aarons, Executive Director of the Chelsea Area Chamber of Commerce. Next up,